But it's Jesus we cry out loud. Father, just forgive us. Hear us when we say, we'll give you our lives and souls today.
Father, you know we need it. I've never seen so much pain. We have the faith for now. Your victory we will gain. Father, you know we need it. There's no more hard stone. We're ready for your power. Now the sin is gone. Father, 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 we will say, can you hear me, Lord? See, I'm coming to you, Lord, just as I am. I'm in need of the blood of the Lamb. Oh, my heart,
Oh yeah, somebody say.
what's happening? What up? What to do? That's for sure. But everybody in that city say, what up, doe? What up? What up, doe? Salute, salute, salute. What up, doe, y'all? What's going on with the folks? Downtown. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act. Allowance is made for the fair use. For purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, y'all. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. It's in effect, y'all. You can't say I didn't say it. It's in the chat. You heard me say it. You saw me say it. Yeah, y'all know the rest. Salute, salute. Shout out to the replay gang. Let us know, yours truly and the biggest M. I know, know what you think. We can agree, we can disagree, or we can agree to disagree. Bushwatchers, I see y'all. Hey, hopefully one of y'all will tumble down, whatever, whatever. But while you're out there in the bushes, make sure you take whatever finger you would like. Real smooth, like. Real cool, like. Tap on the thumbs up button for yours truly and the biggest M. I know, hell yeah. Like, comment, Share the live in my TikTok voice, y'all. Subscribe. It's free 99. It's free. Hold on, y'all. Let me see what's going on. What's today? Wednesday? Cool. It's the 18th day of the second month. The year 2026. Yo. So, yeah. We're going to keep on rolling. I got some other stuff to show y'all. There's a lot going on, a lot of injustice, a lot of crazy shit actually going on in Detroit, y'all. Let's see what's going on.
Oh, no, 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 no. Julie.
Hey.
Tonight, a call for help by a mother who says she was afraid of her 15-year-old son and by her neighbor who heard what happened when that woman snapped.
Tonight, we're learning more about the violent history in that Brevard County home and the searing final moments when a mother opened fire on her 4 children. West 2's Dan Billow is at the Brevard County Sheriff's Office in Rockledge. And Dan, there were several new developments in this tragic story today.
Hey, Jim, we begin to get some insight into exactly what was going on that night. It comes from the only man who was face to face with those wounded children. His voice is one of the new storylines emerging today. You will hear his voice on his 911 call. You will also hear from the mother who fired the shots, Tanya Thomas. In a previous 911 call, you'll find out about the problem she was having with one of her sons. And autopsies are underway today, confirming important theories, but it's the 911 call that takes you there as the shots were fired.
Hello, and they tried to break in our front door to get in, I guess, to get away from her, or whoever's got the gun. So I grabbed my gun and ran outside, and one's laying there bleeding right at our front door.
He's bleeding at the front door. Is he still there?
No, he went back home.
And he went back inside the residence?
I guess. I don't know who has the gun, so I'm not walking out there. I'm armed, but I'm not going out there and put myself in danger. Now there's more gunshots.
Those shots apparently finished off 12-year-old Joel Johnson and 13-year-old Jaslyn Johnson. 17-year-old Pebbles Johnson was with the other two. She apparently collapsed before getting all the way back home and died on the front lawn. Jax Johnson was dead inside the house, investigators believe. He was due in court that very day on criminal charges for assaulting his mother. She called it in to 911 on April 9th.
My son just assaulted me. He started to kick and punch at me. As I was walking out of the room, he started to grab at me, so I grabbed him back, and we fell to the floor, and he started to punch me.
But what was it that made the other 3 children, after they'd been wounded, go back to the house to be shot again?
Is it a possibility that they didn't really know what was going on at that time, or possibly who had shot them because they were woken up out of their sleep? Or is it a possibility that, they were just in shock?
Lieutenant Todd Goodyear there saying we're like.
I think they most definitely were in shock. And they were like, yeah. They had to be in shock, just running. And then they got dropped. That's crazy, by their own mom. I wonder what happened. But let's keep listening, y'all. Welcome to Detroit. Let me say this. Welcome to Wayne County, Macomb County, and Oakland County. My bad.
some time, but authorities are confirming that it looks like the gunshot that killed Tanya Thomas, the mother, was self-inflicted, and she is the one.
Well, there's our answer, y'all. She unalived herself. Damn. Let's keep listening. Let's see what else been going on in Detroit for some years now. Years.
Who is responsible here? We're live in Rockledge, Brevard County. Dan Billow, West 2 News.
Bob told us that they were going to test the alien craft that night.
A courtroom drama played out in Inkster as the men charged with the cold-blooded killing of a 2-year-old girl faced the judge.
7 Action News reporter Jonathan Carlson shows us exactly what went down in court.
The accused shooter taunting the victim's family all day, but the little girl's mom says he's just scared. Raymond Jackson and Raphael Hearn are facing first-degree murder charges. Jackson accused of shooting 2-year-old Kamaya French in the head outside an Inkster housing project. Her father and another child also wounded.
He just kept saying, my baby, my baby.
In court, Jackson smiled and at one point witnesses say made a threatening gesture towards the victim's mother, causing the judge to scold him.
You think it's funny? You, Mr. Jackson.
Outside court, Kamaya's mom reacted.
He's afraid. He did something that he know he shouldn't have did, knowing that he's a parent himself. So the only way he could deal with it is just smirk and smile and make gestures.
Do you think he has any remorse for this at all?
Not at all.
My baby was laying on the ground, dying, shot in her eye.
Where were you shot?
My arm, my chest, my stomach, my pelvis, my legs.
An emotional French then lashed out at the defense, questioning his story.
And he pulled the gun out and he aimed it at you, didn't he?
He aimed it at everybody on the porch after he shot me in my chest.
After he shot you in the chest?
Yes.
So, what you're describing is random shooting, correct? Random shooting.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
I asked you a question.
What's going on.
Random shooting.
Their idea was to kill my baby to
Answer
make
my
me suffer
question.
before he killed me.
Answer my question.
I just answered your question.
It was random shooting.
I just answered your question. His idea was to kill my baby before he killed me to make me suffer.
That's
the answer to your question.
And this case has deeply affected the Inkster Police Department. A number of officers were in the courtroom today. Meanwhile, the trial has been set for September 4th. We're in Inkster tonight. I'm Jonathan Carlson, 7 Action News.
Dude, you pewed the baby in the eye. That's crazy that they would even treat him like that, but he stood on business. Big M!
You know I had to come after that one.
You gonna rock with me? Just sit up here, cause I know I know you're not feeling well. Or you just coming to say hi?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah, well, I think it's playing my parent.
All right.
You know I had to come after that show. After that was diabolical.
The defense dude, like, damn. He said, that's your fucking answer. I don't give a fuck how many times you ask me. That's your answer.
Man.
And, like,
he shot the baby in the eye.
Right, that's diabolical, man. You, like, how could anybody do that? And, like, you're smirking and smiling and taunting the family in the courtroom?
I'm not for, yes I am. I am for street justice. I'm not even gonna lie. But I hope they pray. I don't care. I'm gonna say it. I hope and pray they got somebody on the inside gonna tear that ass up. Gonna tear that ass up every day. Every day. Oh my goodness.
I'm with you when you're right. I agree. I agree with you, Big M.
Yeah,
diabolical. Y'all, there's going to be some nasty ones. I'm going to put the mature audience. And again, you cannot put an age on maturity because there's going to be some reckless, there's going to be some crazy cringing, real life stories that we're about to see. And they're closed cases, so we're going to talk, or we're just going to react, you know. Prayers to all the families. I keep on thinking about that girl, Faith. I can't call her Faith Green or Miss Green, but I cannot stop thinking about her. And my prayers go out to her for some reason she's like sticking with me, man. I hope she's doing all right, y'all. But let's keep listening to what be going on in Detroit.
Minutes go by and we don't even make it to the park almost. We're like right there by the sidewalk, and I seen him coming, and I saw it.
That same bold Louisiana flavor y'all love about our chicken? Get this in the...
All of this started in the...
Prosecutors in Queens expected the man accused of killing 14-year-old Amir Griffin to accept a plea deal, but the suspected gang member changed his mind and decided to go to trial instead.
Amir. It's a mother's worst nightmare. Her daughter identified as one of the victims in the deadly random shooting spree on Detroit's west side.
It's hard. Her brothers, we gotta suffer. Her aunties, her dad. We would never see her again. It would never be the same.
Detroit police confirmed Friday that Jane Doe they were trying to identify was in fact a 16-year-old girl. Jemiah Lawrence was shot and killed around 5:30 Sunday morning in the area of Margarita in Wyoming. The alleged shooter, a 19-year-old, is in custody facing several charges. Megan Woods now joins us live. And Megan, it's been a very emotional day for the family, right?
Yes, a very emotional day, emotional week. Jemiah, like you mentioned, was just 16. She was entering into her senior year of high school. She was already planning to go to MSU, maybe study nursing or dermatology, and now her family is planning to lay her to rest.
To identify your 16-year-old child is the hardest thing any mother can endure.
Latoya Foster refers to her daughter Jemiah as heaven sent. She was a praise dancer, nacho lover, consistent honor roll student, and any chance she got, she helped her mom study for a nursing program.
She would put herself and her issues to the side and just love on you. And I think as a mom, that's what I'm gonna miss the most, because you took something so dear to me.
It was just a week ago Latoya grounded Jemiah and took her phone. She says her daughter was so upset that around 10:30 that night, she ran away. Latoya searched for hours and Sunday morning filed a police report.
I got home that Sunday morning. I made a police report. I let them know what was going on, and I had to constantly call and talk to the detectives, but I didn't find out that my baby was in a morgue until Thursday. So she had been gone since Sunday. Birthday is November 7th, and I have to celebrate it alone.
Now Latoya is hoping the pain their family is enduring right now can reach other teens.
Well, I pray that my daughter's death is a wake-up call for all of them. It's not okay to get off at your parents and just run out the house. You don't know if you're coming back. I thought I knew my baby was coming back. I just knew she was.
And Jemiah had 2 sisters, 4 brothers, and, aunts, uncles, parents that love her so much. And this is, again, just a very difficult time for her and that family. And if you want to help them out with burial costs, we'll have a link on clickondetroit.com. Live in Detroit, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
But we begin tonight with the little girl's life cut short. The 8-year-old killed by an unsecure gun. Good evening and welcome to 7 Action News at 11. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Dave Llewellyn. A community in mourning as we're learning more about what happened from neighbors.
Just this year, 65 children have been injured by guns in Detroit since the start of this year, and now 12 have died.
7 Action News reporter Alex Bozarjian with more on those who rushed to help and the investigation.
That was 3 years ago, and that number has most definitely went up.
Neighbors started putting down flowers on the front porch of the house where the 8-year-old girl was shot. This is the same area where they said they came to her aid when she was bleeding out. Now her death making it 12 kids total in the city of Detroit that have died because of gun violence.
To see this girl clinging to life knowing that you couldn't do anything about it, I mean, how did that make you feel?
Hopeless. It made me feel hopeless.
Rayshonda Marshall says the neighbors on Hayden Street are close and kids are usually playing up and down the block.
I went inside and while we were inside, we heard a bunch of kids hollering and screaming so loud that we knew that it was not playful.
Marshall says her cousin ran to this house across the street. He tried to help 8-year-old Ajanay Graham as she was bleeding out on the porch. Marshall was one of the many neighbors who called 911.
There's no info on what's going on there with that child. They said that she was laying on the ground, bleeding everywhere.
According to 911 dispatchers, Ajanay was taken to this nearby firehouse. Police say she was home with her 10-year-old sibling when the gun went off, and they believe the kids were left unsupervised. Still no word on how the child was shot.
This is tragic. I've got an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old in a house with an unsecured weapon. I've got kids that should be in school. So it shouldn't have happened. The gun shouldn't have been left there. They shouldn't even be there to have the gun left there. They should be in class.
What do you think of the situation?
I really think that the parents should put the locks on the guns.
Dejon Harris says he moved out of this neighborhood 6 months ago because of the violence. He says he talked to Ajanay several times.
Very nice, well-spoken.
This porch, a tragic scene earlier today, now marked with flowers, remembering another life taken too soon.
This is the second time this year that I've witnessed the death of a child. It's traumatic.
The investigation into what happened in this house and to that little girl is still ongoing. On Detroit's West Side, I'm Alex Bozargian for 7 Action News.
The Hard Rock Bet Casino app, that's built on trust. So what you see when you sign up is actually what you get. If you're not up after 24 hours playing slots, then you get up to $1,000 back to play again.
Plus, you get 200 bonus spins to play Huff and More Puff.
Roll with us. Download the Hard Rock Bet Casino app today.
A group of friends who graduated from Cooley High School in 1972 have been meeting up on the regular for years. Their tradition included their beloved waitress, a woman, and mom of 5 who, however, was killed last weekend in a senseless act of gun violence. As Priya Mann reports, they're now getting together to help her children.
Every month for the last 8 years, the Cooley boys have met at this Ram Horns in Southfield for breakfast. But today is unlike any other day. They're grieving the loss of their beloved friend and waitress.
She didn't deserve this.
Breakfast will never.
On Christmas Day, another child shot and killed. Random shots were fired downtown and a teenage girl killed. You're looking at video of the shooters who are still at large tonight. Police don't even have a description of either suspect. Not that many years ago, Memphis police bragged about solving 85, even 90% of such cases, but that's proving tougher to do these days. And while overall murders and homicides declined last year, our Rebecca Butcher shows us the rising number of unsolved cases can take its toll on families who just want some closure. Rebecca?
Well, Richard, it's pain no mother wants to know, losing her child when their life is barely just beginning. Today, Memphis police confirm in 2022, they solved just 67% of all murders and homicides. 136 murders were solved and 111 remain unsolved. One of those victims, Nia Simone Radcliffe. Her mom doesn't want her to be yet another homicide case that grows cold. This teddy bear's heartbeat is the sound of Nia Simone Radcliffe's. Those who know and love her say it was filled with vibrance and kindness.
Every Sunday, she wanted to warm up all our leftovers in the house and feed the homeless.
Nia Simone already knew her goals, to be a barber and mortician. The athlete at Overton High School's ambitions were all cut short on Christmas Day.
She was supposed to be at her friend's house. I had to work, and the mom stated that she let them go to a Christmas party. And I said no.
Mom Robin Ratcliffe and Memphis police confirmed Nia Simone was at Club Level 3. Video shows the moments gunmen fired from a dark-colored sedan and white SUV on Adams Street. Bullets rained inside the club, striking Nia Simone in the head.
That was the longest wait ever.
Shared Nia Simone's mom when she made it to Regional 1.
Once I saw her, it wasn't her. It just looked nothing like my baby.
While there, a woman called her who says she was in the parking lot at the time of the shooting.
And she heard some young guys say they broke in the wrong cars tonight, and they went to their car and they got their guns and they just opened fire towards the window where my daughter was standing at.
Memphis police are investigating that tip.
She was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
A lot of crazy work out here, y'all. I'm about to show y'all this story. And it's just crazy to me how people, I don't know how you can unalive babies or children and get a plea or get so little time.
We went.
Ron
He always held my hand no matter where we went.
Ron Gravel and his wife Heather hold each other's hands, holding on to memories of their precious grandson, 5-year-old Robbie Gravel.
Loved his laugh. It would make you belly laugh, and he couldn't stop.
But that laughter, his light, is gone. The little boy shot himself in the stomach with an unsecured gun at his home in Westland back in November.
This was negligence. It really was. And sir, I know that you know that. And this is something that you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life, the loss of your child.
Robbie's father, Timothy Gravel, and his mother, Heather LeBlanc, were charged under Michigan's safe storage law, reached a plea deal, and were sentenced on this day to 5 years probation, serving the first year in the Wayne County Jail. Robbie's grandparents say it's not enough.
This is not justice. Robbie is gone forever. Yet the defendants will soon return to their lives, free to move on, while we are left to carry this loss for the rest of our lives.
For Robbie's grandparents, there are just so many unanswered questions. There have been so many sleepless nights, so many tears shed, and so much anger.
We had to leave the anger at the courthouse today. We don't want this to happen to another child.
So they are trying to educate others about the tremendous responsibility that comes with owning a gun.
Especially with safe storage for firearms. We totally agree with people owning, but they have to be smart about it, especially when there's children involved.
You have to have common sense. Put it away. Lock it up. Be smart.
You don't want what happened to us to happen to your family.
It's not just the law. It could save a life.
Love your kids. Love your grandkids. Hold them tight. You just never know.
In Belleville, Amy Lang, Fox 2 News.
Welcome to Up Late.
I'm gonna say two things. Why the fuck was that attorney rubbing on him like that? And that's Brandy Pierce's lawyer, the one that's Zamar King III's mother, and she works for Detroit neighborhood or whatever, her neighborhood good service, whatever the fuck. And this woman right here. Javen's mom was in jail last summer, and she was locked up with that woman. she just got out, I think. Yeah, with some, yeah. You know, crazy work. I hope they learn something from that at least, you know what I'm saying? But let's keep listening. Crazy work out here, y'all.
Of the 3 rappers found dead in an abandoned apartment complex is speaking out through her heartbreak.
Montoya Givens was supposed to perform at a club on Detroit's East Side along with 2 friends, but that performance was canceled and they were never seen or heard from again. Sean Lay spoke to Montoya's mother today. Sean, understandably, she's got a lot of questions.
A lot of questions with the killers presumably still out there. And look, this is the first time we're hearing from the mother of Montoya Givens, but we're hearing from her on the phone because with the killers still out there, she's scared.
I feel numb right now. I feel very numb. And it's sad that people is judging these boys for crimes that they have already committed.
That's the voice of Katina Fogel. She's the mother of Montoya Givens, one of 3 friends, aspiring rappers who went missing on their way to a performance 2 weeks ago. The bodies of Givens, along with Armani Kelly and Dante Wicker, were found late last week in the basement of a vacant Highland Park apartment building. Fogel says she does not know why her son would be targeted. He recently got out of prison doing 10 years for the well-publicized carjacking of Pastor Marvin Winans. Fogel says her son was getting his life on track after prison, and now he's gone.
Have you learned anything more about what exactly happened to Montoya?
No, I know what y'all been putting out there. And I have not been watching no news. I have not been on social media. All I know is my son was found in an apartment building and dead. I'm just not hearing about over the airwaves about them finding, I guess, 2 or 3 people that's supposed to be involved. I have no clue.
We're speaking to Fogel on the phone today because she has no idea who killed her son and his friends. She's scared and protecting herself and protecting her family.
What everybody is saying is gang related. I don't know if it's gang related or not. I'm just taking precautions to protect my family.
And with the discovery of her son and her 2 friends in Highland Park late last Thursday night, this really feels like the beginning now of this investigation. Keep in mind, Kimberly Devin, a 15-year-old is being held without bond in Warren with a stolen car of one of the victims, but possibly in connection with the homicides. Others were told being questioned, but MSP says today no charges as of yet, something to keep a very close eye on. We're live tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4.
So many unanswered questions. Okay, Sean, thank you.
Terra Universal's modular clean rooms deliver cost-effective, high-performance clean environments that install quickly and easily in virtually any office, laboratory, or production facility. Softwall clean rooms feature ceiling-mounted HEPA filtration systems to keep airborne
absolutely heartless to use a child, a toddler, as leverage in this home invasion. The mom, who does not want her identity out there, says what happened to her and her family has absolutely changed the direction of her life. She says it started as a home invasion and turned into a shooting where they were demanding money, and she says she's actually seen these gunmen before. As he's got the gun to your child's head, what are you thinking?
Couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe, like he took the breath out of my body, but I know how to move fast and give them what they wanted.
What the gunman wanted was $400. Nothing compared to her child's life, but money this mom of 2 needed.
That was diapers, wipes, little stuff, but we didn't have to do all that.
She's scared and doesn't want her face shown. That's because the gunman is still out there. Detroit police are on the case. 2 men, she says she's seen before, broke into her house early Monday morning near 8 Mile and Shaner on Detroit's east side.
He go in there and put the gun on my son's head, my 2-year-old head, and he wide awake. He like, you don't give me that shit, He gonna die. I'm like, I'll go get it. No, I ran in there and grabbed it.
Once the two men got the money, she says the one that held the gun to her son's head wanted everyone dead.
The guy's so heartless, he gave the gun to the other boy and he said, now kill them and them kids. Then I started hearing a whole bunch of shots, pow, 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 like 7 shots. And I'm praying out loud, like, please, God, don't let that be none of my kids, because my kids is right there.
Bullet holes line her 8-month-old baby boy's crib. Amazingly, he wasn't hit. And her 2-year-old toddler, shaking with the pacifier in his mouth, was not hurt either. This mom says a couple friends were in the home at the time. One of them, a man, was shot in the arm but will be okay. She says this all happened because she was too trusting of a lifelong friend she was letting stay at her house, who she had to kick out a few hours before the shooting.
She keeps screaming she gonna have somebody shoot up my house. I just brushed it off. I didn't really think my friend was gonna do something like that to me or my kids.
That friend kept her promise. Now she's in fear for her life until these men are caught.
And I don't blame them. Every noise like that bothers me. Everything bothers me. Can't sleep right. But I don't have family and stuff, so I don't got nowhere to go. This is all I got.
Her 2 kids, just 2 and 8 months old, are actually with their father right now. They don't want him in that home as long as these guys are out there. We are told there is some video that may help police with this investigation. Detroit police, though, keeping that video close to the vest, at least for now. But if you have any information as to what happened early Monday morning on Detroit's east side near 8 Mile and Shaner, call police right away. Reporting live, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
I mean, this is what nightmares are made of, Jessica, but does she think that this was a random crime of opportunity, or they had been possibly watching her since she had seen them before and targeted her because of that?
I think the key is really with that friend that she let stay at the house just out of the goodness of her heart. That friend was super upset when she got kicked out, and the mom at least thinks that this is some sort of friend of her friend who was staying there. So this definitely appears at this point to be a setup.
All right. Well, it's such a shame.
1 in 4 taxpayers was a victim of identity theft.
We're not just tax-paying Americans.
We're fraud-paying Americans.
Coincidence between what happened in Vegas and a shooting on Detroit's west side. Neighbors say they were talking about the tragedy when a man was gunned down right in front of them as he was letting his dogs out. It happened on Archdale Street near Warren and the Southfield Freeway. 7 Action News reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson is in that neighborhood tonight. Jennifer Ann, do police think this was just a random shooting or what?
You know, at this point, police are still investigating. They're looking for clues. I spoke with a couple of investigators when I first arrived. You said they were canvassing again, hoping to get more information. They're hoping from video, a couple of cameras on one home, but so far they're coming up empty. Now, I also spoke to family and friends. They've been gathering at the Archdale home just behind me, a home they say the 27-year-old man named Jabrell moved in just a couple of months ago. I also got a chance to talk with a number of his new neighbors, several of whom heard those gunshots late last night. 2 men tell me they just don't know how much more tragedy they can take.
We was talking about Las Vegas having a corona. We was just drinking, kicking it, talking about Las Vegas. And I heard about 10, 7 shots.
But I thought by being so close, the that somebody was testing their gun.
But that was not the case.
We came down here, the girl was screaming and everything. We like, neighbor, what's going on?
Family members say 27-year-old Jabrell Giddens was gunned down while taking his dogs out just before midnight on Monday. Shot twice in the back and once in the head.
Right there. He was laying right there with that orange cone at.
Police say Gibbons' girlfriend saw the gunman bending over her boyfriend's body, searching his pockets. Then the suspect took off running. An eyewitness describes the gunman as a black male, about 5'9", wearing a black and white or gray and white jacket or hoodie with pockets and sweatpants. Neighbors say all this violence has to stop.
Oh, emotionally exhausting.
For real? Yes, it is.
Let me tell you something.
Yes,
you need counseling.
Counseling? No, you don't need counseling.
No, yes, you do. That's trauma.
You need prayer.
Well, I agree with that. Prayer is the answer.
Well, a lot of prayer happening tonight from family members for Jabrell. They say they're holding a 7:30 p.m. vigil tonight. They're inviting the community to come out. They're hoping that you all can help them find the man who killed their 27-year-old friend, son, brother, and a boyfriend. I'm Jennifer Ann Wilson reporting on Detroit's West Side.
Jennifer, thank you for the live report.
Highland Park is made up of about 11,000 people and about 3 square miles.
But seeing homicide numbers more akin to a much larger city. Monique Green, the latest victim. She was found lying in the street last night near her home. Defender Sean Lay live with what Highland Park police are saying. And Sean, the details of what happened here to Monique Green are shocking.
In this particular latest homicide, absolutely 25 shots fired. This woman was hit 11 times. There was a homicide here just about 48 hours ago, and then 4 in total in the past 6 weeks. Detectives working around the clock, trying to get these people who are firing the weapons off the streets, trying to get justice for these families.
Caller states he heard some gunshots, and now he sees somebody laying on the ground.
Another homicide in Highland Park at Rosa Parks and Grove just after 10 last night.
You got several rounds, signal down, unresponsive.
Found in the street, 46-year-old Monique Green, a mom. She lives nearby. The number of shots fired at her just staggering.
25, I think, is what the number's coming in at. How many? About 25.
25 shots. Green was shot 11 times. It was dark. No one saw the person who killed Monique Green. Just 2 days ago, police say 19-year-old Yasser Bolaman from Redford was found shot to death in a car. Up until recently, there was just 1 homicide in Highland Park in all of 2020. Now, there have been 4 murders in about 6 weeks.
You got a lot of cases right now. We take each case seriously and they get 110% of our attention. So each one of them, each victim here is a family member, is a loved one of somebody. So we work these cases around the clock. We've been here since the inception of this one last night about 10 p.m. and nobody's gone home since.
August 21st, video the local 4 defenders obtained shows a man gunning down 39-year-old James Hill in the parking lot of the Parkside Coney Island. 4 recent murders, all tragic. What is the reason for this spike in homicides in Highland Park?
Do you have what you need? I mean, if this is an uptick that you're seeing, do you have enough people?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Are you concerned?
We need the people to help us. It's like any other crime. If somebody hears something and say something, speak up.
Chief Coney here in Highland Park saying that's the key, because these homicides are happening with very few witnesses around, in the dark or on a dark street or in a parking lot in the very early morning hours. So if people can pick up the phone and anonymously lead them in the right direction, that will give them a huge boost. We're live in Highland Park tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4 Defenders.
Sure would. All right, Sean.
1 man is dead and 2 others injured after an early morning shooting. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office is now trying to find out what led up to the deadly argument.
Yes, y'all. We are still going. And we're going to keep going for a minute because, again, this is welcome to Macomb County, Oakland County, and Wayne County. It's crazy.
And who pulled the trigger? Thank you for joining us this afternoon for 7 Action News at 5. I'm Glenda Lewis. Deputies were called to the North Hill Farms apartments in Pontiac after midnight. This is not the first time we've covered a tragic shooting at this complex. 7 Action News reporter Darren Cunningham was there in June after 4 people were shot, and he's back again today as neighbors grapple with another shooting less than a year later.
Residents here at North Hill Farms Apartments in Pontiac say violence is all too common. In fact, our camera has been here before. This tragedy is eerily similar.
I don't know, he was everything to me.
Naira Munson shared with 7 Action News what kind of man her boyfriend Rayjon Barnes was. She says he was like a father to her daughter. Sadly, someone gunned down the 24-year-old during an argument this morning. A triple shooting, according to the Oakland County Sheriff's Office.
He was just a kind person, kind. He cared a lot. He cared about everybody.
He had just left my house.
Joanne Johnson came over and spoke to me, saying she had just fixed Barnes a plate of food and that he had been looking after a rehab patient who lives in another unit. But around 12:30 this morning, she says she heard arguing and saw him running.
I said, oh my God, somebody done shot him. I said, not just that quick, and I just spared him.
Another deadly shooting at North Hill Farms, similar to a quadruple shooting last June.
Last year, the boy got killed under my tree, died under my tree, and the mailman was here. You was there. You and another old man.
I interviewed you.
Yeah, you interviewed me.
I thought this place looked familiar when I came up here.
Yes.
Johnson recalls my interview with her on June 20th of last year. I sat down with her after the shooting death of a 22-year-old who also died during an argument.
Same thing going on again.
And like, what's the solution
I
to
would
all
like
this?
to see them stop all this violence and get these people out of here. Get some cameras out here. Get a security guard. The ones they do have, they just sit here and look at stuff happen, let it happen.
As our camera rolled, another resident stopped to express the same frustrations.
People die every day in here. We need to save Northfield Farm. Every day somebody die or get shot in here. Every day.
If you have any information, the Oakland County Sheriff's Department.
That's crazy that that would be the same lady. That's crazy work. You heard the man. Every day.
Department is asking you to call Crime Stoppers and submit an anonymous tip. That number is 1-800-SPEAK-UP, and there is a reward of up to $2,000. In Pontiac, Darren Cunningham, 7 Action News.
Sad to see that repeat. Darren, thank you.
An IQ of 85 to 115 is considered average in the U.S.
Well, a new twist tonight in a triple murder investigation involving a 6-year-old boy, his father, and his father's girlfriend.
Warren police are questioning a person of interest after a search warrant was executed this morning in West Bloomfield.
7 Action News reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson is live near the home at the center of today's investigation. And Jennifer Ann, what is the connection there?
Well, at this point, what we know so far is that a man was taken from this West Bloomfield home by police for questioning, and that same man is a person of interest in this case, but we don't know what police believe his connection is to these murders, or if the man actually lives in this home or was just visiting when police showed up with a warrant.
They came banging. They literally woke us up and we were like scared and like, what's going on?
Around 8 a.m. this morning, a neighbor who doesn't want to be named watched as police surrounded the home across the street, where a couple in their 60s has lived for more than 20 years.
Great people, honest, loving, caring, beautiful people. So I'm shocked right now. I hope it's nothing.
Warren Police, Detroit Police, and federal agents executed a search warrant as part of an investigation into what police are calling an execution-style murders of 6-year-old Tyraz Moore and 28-year-old Isis Rimson. They were found last week shot to death in the basement of a home in Warren, shortly after police found the young boy's father also shot and killed. Today, police took at least one vehicle into evidence that is registered to a person at this address on Margate and appeared to remove evidence from the home. Police canines were also seen going into the home. And we are told that the couple who lives here has 2 grown children and grandchildren. Police did take a male person of interest in for questioning. It's unclear at this point who that man is. Neighbors say they just don't believe their longtime neighbors would ever be involved in such horrific crimes.
And they're great.
Lyra Bell. Hello, JJ Big M. Oh, dang. What up, Lyra Bell? Salute, salute, salute. Big M is she's rocking with us. She says salute. She says, what up, doe? We're just 49 minutes into just case after case after case after case after case. Detroit needs a change. We need a miracle. We need a miracle, y'all. And thanks for pulling up on yours truly and the biggest M. I know, you know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you, please hit the thumbs up for yours truly too and the biggest M. I know, you know. Yeah, prayers for Detroit, man. We need a miracle.
Great people. They're amazing people. We've known them forever, and I'm shocked right now what you're saying.
Detroit churches teamed up with Crime Stoppers to increase reward money for any information leading to an arrest.
The first is that they are found, apprehended, prosecuted, and
put in a position that they can serve out the rest of their days.
Well, the Crime Stoppers reward is now above $10,000 and rising. If you have any tips that could lead police to an arrest in this case, you can contact Crime Stoppers or Warren Police. You can remain anonymous. Reporting live here in West Bloomfield, I'm Jennifer Ann Wilson, 7 Action.
Real quick, y'all. I want y'all to pay attention to this judge real quick, okay? In this crime. Welcome to Oakland, Wayne, and Macomb County, okay? Listen to what this judge says. Listen.
Spins.
Well, Mr. Hill, something I learned at a real young age is actions speak a lot louder than words. You might have some nice words for us right now, but I saw the pictures. I saw what you did to that child. And I won't say child, what you did to Adrian, an 8-year-old boy. I don't know how you could do that to someone that you claim you love. I see pictures all the time from homicide cases, people with holes in their head and their chest, sitting in puddles of blood, watch videos of people being stabbed. But these pictures were the worst I've ever seen. That is an 8-year-old child. Just to give everyone a little idea, and I noticed you talked about the boxing, but you didn't give any explanation to all those belt loop marks all over his lower body. Maybe even 100 of them. I mean, that's how many. His entire lower body was covered in belt loops where you had beaten him, and as Ms. Thames stated, even in the growing area. What is wrong with you? How can you do that? So I agree with Ms. Thames. I wish I could sentence you to life. I think it's well deserved. But as Mr. Wheeler pointed out, parties have reached an agreement, and I know they negotiated hard, and I am going to respect the agreement that they've reached, and I am going to impose it. But I hope you take these next 18 the agreement that they've reached. Parties, Mr. Wheeler pointed out, parties have reached an agreement, and I know they negotiated hard, and I am going to respect. I agree with Ms. Thames and belt loops where you had beaten him, and as Ms. Thames stated, even in the growing area. What is wrong with you? How can you do that? So I agree with Ms. Thames. I wish I could sentence you to life. I think it's well deserved. But as Mr. Wheeler pointed out, parties have reached an agreement.
What? This is Detroit. Dang. Lyra Bell said it too. What? Like what? That's Wayne County. Not Oakland. Not Macomb. Wayne. I want. But I can't. But I keep hearing everybody saying a certain case that Hathaway can just change his by golly mind. They don't know how Detroit works. For the last 3 days, every single case. We've even heard them say, why offer a plea? We've heard you have more than enough to convict. Big M has lived it. Even if the family doesn't agree, they don't give one fuck. Is that how it is everywhere? I hope not. The judge said, I want to give you life, but I got to respect the deal. Okay.
and I know they negotiated hard, and I am going to respect the agreement that they've reached, and I am going to impose it. But I hope you take these next 18 to 40 years to really think long.
18 years. Because, you know, they say 18 to whatever, if he does 18. Yeah, we gotta vote. You know, us Detroiters are still waiting on our tax money that was stolen from us by our mayor some years ago. It was millions of dollars. He was ordered to pay it back to the taxpayers, and we still have not received $1. So, I don't know if for Detroit, if we the people can even do anything. It might be too far gone. But we can keep trying. That's all we can do. We can't bitch and not try. You know. So I'm gonna try. You know. I definitely vote. Oh no! If he even does 18, that we did. Remember, everybody, if you remember, we did Gregory Green in Detroit. He unalived his pregnant wife. He was sentenced to 15 to something. He did 16. And then 7 years ago, he unalived, he tied up Faith Green at the time. Her last name is no longer Green, so Miss Faith. Tied her up, beat her, slit her right here, so she has to look in the mirror and remember, not even her throat, slit right here. So she, has to look in the mirror and always remember, be reminded of that day. And then he made her watch as he unalived his 2 stepkids and his two biological kids. And he took a plea. And he was given a minimum of 47 years. Let's listen to one more. And then, we're going to keep going because it's been an hour. Look how easy. You see how I didn't even have to hit no buttons. It just was going into the next one. I made a whole album, y'all. And go right into the next one. Listen to this. Big M, you fell down. It's all love. I know you're not feeling well. I hope you feel better. I'm going to call you later.
Faced with the man who kidnapped and killed a beloved Detroit nurse.
How would you like somebody to do that to your mama or your sister? Huh?
Jameer Miller is going to spend the next 35 to 60 years in prison for the murder of Patrice Wilson.
But before the judge delivered his ruling, Wilson's family got their chance to speak directly to the man who took her life. Sean Lay is live tonight. Sean, I know it was very emotional.
And Kimberly, I want to take everyone right inside the courtroom here at Frank Murphy, filled with family of Patrice Wilson, filled with extra security, and filled with such emotion. Members of Wilson's family directly look at this man, her killer, in the face with some deeply personal comments. You got to listen closely.
He don't do that to me. He never did that to me. It's nobody in this world that is scared of you as a man, bro. You scare women.
Tyrese Berry is the father of Patrice Wilson's son. Wilson ripped from her son and family in the most brutal of ways. Her killer, her boyfriend at the time, Jameer Miller, who pled guilty of kidnapping and murdering Wilson. Miller taking a plea deal instead of going to trial. At sentencing today, Berry spoke directly to Miller, his words so intensely personal.
You man enough to tell everybody what you did to my baby mama. What did you do to your daughter? You got your people, see? You got your mama here. You embarrass your family for life.
Miller pled guilty to stalking Wilson as her shift ended as an RN at Detroit Receiving Hospital. Miller was in disguise, wearing a blonde wig. He abducted Wilson, left her dead inside her SUV.
You put on a wig. A wig. Why is you hard? You still acting like you hard? You cannot act like you hard, bro. You cry yourself to sleep. You miss Patrice so much. You cry yourself to sleep. You about to take this plea? Take it. Just know that he will never make it out of this. There's gonna be them calls and they're gonna be fading. Family gonna forget about you. Your mama gonna forget about you.
The final word from Wilson's heartbroken grandmother, Pamela Golden.
How would you like somebody do that to your mama or your sister? Huh? But I hope somebody will touch you. You know what I'm talking about.
Back here live, quite a sentencing here. Miller had a prepared statement. He only read a little bit of it and then didn't want to read the rest of it. He did hint toward a motive, saying Patrice wanted to pay off something that they owed on. He said a rental car. He said, I just wanted my money, indicating that he went after her for money, apparently, during an argument. He also called the relationship toxic. But you guys.
A mother whose 4 children were killed last week is expected to speak today for the first time.
Faith Harris Green was, of course, injured in that attack by her husband and was recently.
That part. That's what I'm talking about, Grandma. Man, that's what I'm saying. She said, how would you like it? She said, I hope you know what I'm trying to say. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's why he couldn't finish his statement, because he didn't mean shit. He didn't mean none of that shit. Coward. You know, and, so that's her, okay, Harris is her maiden name, because I did not feel comfortable calling her Faith Green. Ever since I, heard her, I keep thinking about her, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to continue to pray for her and how strong, incredibly strong this woman is. And if you just believe and just know she is living proof, strength does exist. Seriously, this woman right here.
Released from the hospital. She will be talking with the media later on this morning. 7 Action News reporter Shelley Childers is live at the funeral home where Harris Green is expected to speak. And Shelley, do we know what she's expected to talk about today?
Alicia, we know that she will not be talking about the attack itself or the days leading up to it. That is for sure. We were told that this is going to be a very emotional time for her, obviously, as she comes here to the Pye Funeral Home for her children's visitation services. She will be talking about her children's accomplishments and that community support. 7 Action News has been there following that support. We were there for a candlelight vigil earlier last week and a growing memorial in front of the Dearborn Heights home where these children were killed. Now, this attack happened a week ago today. Green's husband, Gregory Green, remains behind bars without bond. Police say he called 911 admitting he killed his family. His 2 stepchildren, 19-year-old Chadney Allen and 17-year-old Kara Allen, were found bound and shot in the basement of that home. His 2 biological daughters, 6-year-old Coy and 4-year-old Kaylee, died from carbon monoxide poisoning. Green is accused of killing the children after he tied up their mother and forced her to watch. She was also stabbed and shot. After this horrific attack, 7 Action News learned that he was previously convicted of killing his first wife, and she was 6 months pregnant. He spent 16 years behind bars for that, but was released on parole. We have learned that Faith Harris Green was injured in this attack, but she was released from the hospital. We're told she is at home now.
Enjoy 24-hour access at most Planet Fitness clubs. $1 down, $15 a month. Deal ends February 27th.
A paternal aunt and one from April Mannion. Please state your name for the record.
Faith Green.
Okay.
Go ahead, Your Honor. I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied with the outcome. There's no punishment that fits the crime. Not even torture and death would be justice. Your justice will come when you burn in hell for all eternity for murdering 4 innocent children, all because you're insecure as a man. plus the other 2 lives you took. You are a con artist, you are a monster, you are a devil in disguise. You are now forever exposed. I've thought over and over again what I would say, even though it doesn't even matter. First of all, I am not and did not and will not suffer like you intended for me to do. What you tried to do didn't work. I am and was a damn great mother to all of my children. I was their mother and father. I'm the one who took out the time with each and every one of them. I taught them how to do things as well as people in my family and friends. I taught Chadney how to treat a woman with respect, how to fill out a job application, mock interviews, how to pay bills, encouraging him to give his all in his schooling, producing movies and his drawings. He was a great artist. He graduated from Specs Howard for digital media arts. He wanted to be a producer to make movies. I taught Kara to stay focused, aim high. I showed her how to drive, how a young lady is to carry herself in an orderly manner. Be all that you can be. Try out for everything that you're interested in doing. Pursuing higher education. We were filling out college applications. She wanted to be an OBGYN doctor. She was going to graduate this year from high school. I taught Coy to be open to new things like learning a new language, be confident in doing her schoolwork and in herself. She loved doing arts and crafts with me, letting her imagination run wild. She loved dressing up and putting on my high heels. She would make me laugh, looking at me over her glasses like a little old lady. She loved ballet, cheerleading, and planting flowers with me. My Kaylee had the greatest memory. She loved singing. She loved to carry her purse, which was always filled with hand sanitizer and lip gloss. She loved getting her nails painted and sometimes doing it herself. She also loved ballet and cheerleading. She loved balloons and playing outside. I taught them to be giving, loving, and respectful, to help others, to volunteer. They were not selfish children. Coy and Kaylee were learning about kids less fortunate than themselves. I took them with me to purchase items for Christmas and explained to them what we were doing to make them happy. I always encouraged them and told them that they can do anything they put their minds to do. Those are the lives that you took.
Developing at noon, the 2 women charged in the murder of a 17-year-old Garden City High School student found out how long they're going to be spending behind bars this morning. But before they learned their sentence, they had to face the family of Reginald Robinson. Local 4's Coco McAvoy joining us live now from the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice this afternoon. And Coco, what was their sentence?
Good afternoon, Evrod. Both will spend more than 15 years behind bars. Sharnia McCoy and Erica Osborne both took a plea agreement, so they were sentenced according to that. But first, as you mentioned, they had to face the victim's mother.
This is case number 17-004155.
Sharnia McCoy and Erica Osborne appeared in court today to be sentenced for the murder of 17-year-old Reginald Robinson.
She's seen on surveillance video driving her blue Ford Explorer and doing a U-turn to put the car in a position where her passenger could take aim.
The shooting happened last February at a store on Detroit's west side. Police say Robinson laughed after someone made a comment about McCoy and Osborne's bodies. Then McCoy pulled up in an SUV outside of the store and Osborne pulled the trigger, killing Robinson. Robinson's mom first spoke to McCoy.
Every time I would close my eyes, I would see my son laying on that cold ground in a puddle of blood.
Then she let Osborne have it.
You are rotten to the core, and you're sickening to my stomach as well as the city. You should be under the jail.
Both McCoy and Osborne said a few words before sentencing.
I just wanted to make sure that the family knows that I am sorry. I apologize for my actions, whether you accept it or not, I apologize for my actions.
The 2 of them will now spend more than a decade behind bars for the senseless murder of a 17-year-old boy who had a lot of talent and a bright future. And McCoy was sentenced to serve 16 to 40 years in prison, and Osborne was sentenced to 27 to 50 years. Reporting
Kids to juvenile detention for refusing to have lunch with their father is now facing accusations of misconduct. Let's bring in Steve Garagiola. He's live with more on the complaint that has been filed by the State Judicial Tenure Commission. Steve?
Yeah, so this is a big deal. You know, circuit court judges make controversial decisions all the time, so it's not uncommon that one side or the other is angry after pretty much every decision. That just goes with the job. But this is really something different. This is not so much about a decision that Judge Gorsuch made, but things that she said and did on her way to a decision. The two-count complaint says Gorsuch failed to act in a dignified and courteous manner and made misrepresentations of law and fact.
Today, I ordered you to talk like parents that have 3 children are supposed to.
According to the complaint, the oldest child told Gorsuch he did not want to speak to his father because he believed the father was violent, having witnessed him hit the boy's mother. According to the complaint, Gorsuch told the boy, "I ordered you to have a healthy relationship with your father. The court finds you in contempt." She had deputies handcuff the boy. During the then 13-year-old's contempt hearing, according to the complaint, Gorsuch told the boy he would live in Children's Village. She doubted he has a high IQ. He has no manners and was mentally messed up, and that he should research Charlie Manson and his cult because the boy had been brainwashed. Gorsuch also conducted a contempt hearing for the 9-year-old. According to the complaint, she told the child at that hearing, "You have a brain. You are not your big defiant brother who is living in jail. Do you want to live in jail? Do you want to have your birthdays in Children's Village? Do you like going to the bathroom in front of people?" An attorney for Gorsuch says in a statement, "We are extremely disappointed that the Judicial Tenure Commission decided to proceed with the complaint, but we are looking forward to telling the whole story of this tragic case at a formal hearing. In the end, we are confident Judge Gorsuch will be fully vindicated and the complaint against her will be dismissed." Now, Judge Gorsuch has 14 days in order to answer this complaint. The commission could offer a censure, a suspension, or nothing at all. That will unfold over the next few months. Reporting live, I'm Steve Garagiola, Local 4.
Tonight, we have exclusive details on a twisted story involving murder for hire, revenge, and the killing of a teenager. Tonight, a call for help by a mother who says she was afraid of her 15-year-old son and by her neighbor who heard what happened when that woman snapped.
Tonight,
a savage beast who would shoot a person in the back of the head, turn him over, shoot him twice in the chest, shoot him in the arm.
A family outraged in court. They say the punishment in this case does not fit the crime. Nearly 1 year ago, 19-year-old Kylan Gwynn was shot and killed in a busy complex in Inkster.
Today, another man, Terrell Johnson, was sentenced for his murder after making a deal. But as Nick Monticelli reports tonight, there are many not even remotely happy with the deal.
Let me give you some background information. When a prosecutor is going to make a deal, an agreement with a defendant, they usually go to the victims and make sure they're okay with it. In this case, the victims were not okay with it.
This savage animal, the scumbag he is, deserved more than that.
It was clear immediately the family of Kylan Gwynn is not happy with how long their son's murderer will spend behind bars. Terrell Johnson cut a deal, pleading guilty to the murder, and now he'll spend the next 9 to 25 years in prison.
He is allowed to be up for parole for after 9 years. That's not justice to me. My brother deserves justice.
All of this happened in October of last year in Inkster. The shooting was in the afternoon in the 30,000 block of Carlisle. In court, it came out that Gwynn may have been hanging around the wrong people.
I'm gonna say this, they're lying. Big M lived it. They don't give one fuck how you feel in Wayne County, if you agree or don't agree. So, and we know the news likes to lie, so, in Detroit anyway. Liars. All right, hold on. I got one more for y'all. One more, and then we gonna end it. Give me 1 sec. Crazy. It's super sad. Super sad that they got like, all this bullshit and then lies and just, yeah. Disaster, chaos, chaotic.
Chaos in a courtroom in Roseville today as a murder suspect is attacked by the victim's twin brother. It happened right after a video was played in court showing the moment the suspect allegedly shot and killed the victim. Fox 2's Hillary Golston picks up the story.
More than a scuffle, a near full-on brawl in court Wednesday as the family of Jeray Robertson, who was shot to death execution style, went after the man accused of so brazenly and heinously killing Robertson. Jeffrey Clark in court charged with, among other things, first-degree premeditated murder. He allegedly killed Robertson in cold blood very early July 4th. Robertson ran for his life. A woman who has romantic ties to both men spoke in court, saying Clark threatened her after the shooting.
He proceeded to tell me that he would kill me if I told on him. He told me exactly what he did to Mr. Robertson. He told me that Mr. Robertson begged for his life, and that the only thing he was worried about was that he was on tether.
Around 3:15 in the morning on the 4th of July, police say they got to the area of Joy and Franklin and Fraser. They found Robertson shot multiple times on the ground. Video of the shooting played in court, too graphic for us to show here, but it was shortly after the video was played that we witnessed this.
It's an emotional case. I mean, obviously we have an individual who was shot repeatedly. We have members of the victim's family, the defendant's family were present, so it's no surprise that emotions are involved. It's unfortunate.
So listen, the brother, they detained him, but if you see, the guy who was being charged, his father, the father is fighting, and he don't have no cuffs on him, and then as they're arresting him, the father's talking shit, and he's like, I hope they put you in a cell with my son, and the brother, you know, who acted out in court says, I hope they do too, and I'm like, why isn't he arrested too? You know what I'm saying? Crazy. This is Detroit. This is Macomb County, Wayne County, Oakland County, y'all. It's crazy work. Crazy work. That would definitely be me. For sure. I'm the same. Crazy.
A Raleigh family
relatives still in mourning tonight after their loved one was shot and killed last week.
31-year-old Raheem Cummings was shot outside a shopping center on Capitol Boulevard Friday. He died the next day.
CBS North Carolina's Steve Sprazier was in court today when one of the two people
killed my daughter.
An emotional arraignment. Two people charged with murdering a 4-year-old girl in Euclid make their first court appearance this afternoon. And sitting just behind them is the girl's grieving and shell-shocked father. News 5's Jordan Vandenberg joins us live from Euclid Municipal Court with more. Jordan?
Well, the arraignments of Sierra Day and Deontay Lewis oftentimes was difficult to sit through as the grieving father of four-year-old Anya Day Garrett had trouble controlling his emotions. Flanked by attorneys, Deontay Lewis and Sierra Day walked into the courtroom. Flanked by friends and loved ones, Michael Garrett couldn't bear the sight of them.
Preliminary hearing, please sign at the bottom, and the attorney will.
Her name was Anaya Day, a happy-go-lucky 4-year-old who had a permanent smile on her face, her family says. On Sunday, Euclid police and fire found her unresponsive. She was badly emaciated and burned, police say. The coroner says Anaya died from blunt force trauma to the head and was severely malnourished. Her mother, Sierra, and her mother's boyfriend, Deontay, were detained at the scene. 2 days later, they were charged with aggravated murder.
Did purposely and with prior calculation and design cause the death of Anaya Day.
Yeah.
Sitting just feet away, Garrett, the girl's biological father, had an outpouring of emotion that could not be contained. Garrett tells News 5 that he had been trying to gain custody of Anaya since last fall, and Child Family Services confirms there were 3 prior investigations for alleged neglect. CFS also says it had an open case and was scheduled to meet with Sierra on Monday. For Garrett, the irony is beyond painful. Today, everything is. Held on bond,
Dog had the audacity to turn around and smirk at him, and he said, "You killed my fucking daughter." Yeah, man, that would be me. I'd be that brother. I'd be that father. I don't give a fuck.
Walks into court for his sentencing. The 19-year-old pleaded guilty in November to killing 36-year-old Asia Davis, a transgender woman of color, in her room at the Woodward Inn in Highland Park on June 1st of 2023.
Her beautiful, infectious smile and bubbly personality was taken away from us on the first day of Pride.
Julissa Abad, trans advocate and friend of Asia Davis, says just as Pride Month was getting underway, a celebration of the LGBTQ community, Asia Davis was shot in the head. Video showed a man at the hotel running from her room.
Only 2 people were in that room that night, and we'll ever know the true events of what happened. What we will know is that Asia Davis was shot execution style in the back of the head and left for dead.
Abad remembers racing to the scene when she found out a transgender woman had been killed, only to find out it was her friend.
The last memory that I have is seeing my friend on the floor outside of the hotel corner room with blood streaming all over the floor.
Months of investigation led to the arrest of Carlos Scotland, who was just 17 at the time of the crime. Abad says the stigma surrounding the transgender community leads to homelessness, unemployment, and too many people are forced to turn to sex work to make money.
The sad reality is, particularly in the Black and brown community, men that are enamored with trans women cannot be themselves and have to resort to loving us in private and killing us in public than have anybody know of their association with us.
Abad says Asia Davis had hopes and dreams. She was studying to be a nurse, but Carlos Scotland took that all away, pleading guilty to second-degree murder, sentenced to 17 to 30 years behind bars.
You heard it, folks. Another plea deal. Another plea. I'd be so confused, y'all. I think, man, there's got to be something in this water. It's crazy how there's no remorse in the city of Detroit. There's no remorse in the city of Detroit, y'all.
Victim goes to 36th District Court to pay a parking ticket, but then decides to check the status of the case against the man who allegedly shot her daughter.
Just to find out the suspect's next court date and found out that he was out on bond.
The family upset and wondering why they weren't notified. But even more concerning for this mom is how the bond got reduced.
He had a redetermination bond hearing, and that his bond was lowered significantly from the first bond hearing, and he posted it last Friday.
Torian Hudson's initial bond was $1 million before being lowered to a $250,000 cash or surety bond. It comes as the victim, 19-year-old Kyla, remains hospitalized after she was shot at this Detroit gas station on Livernois, December 21st. Officials say the victim had a verbal altercation with the defendant, who allegedly produced a handgun, got into her car, took her necklace, and then shot her before getting away. Police later found the suspect, who has a criminal history, with the help of a helicopter. But as Kyla continues to have surgical procedures, the most recent one this week,
I don't take any great comfort in having to say this out loud, but the truth is what the truth is.
And Detroit-based attorney Lillian Diallo felt compelled to come forward with it, since she says in nearly 3 decades, she has never seen race-based behavior by a judge like this, referring to West Michigan Judge Karen Medema.
You might as well have called me the N-word. What she was doing up there.
Diallo, who battled breast cancer, says she was sick from the ongoing medication treatment. On January 6th, Diallo claimed she told the court clerk about her condition and asked to handle her client's sentencing over Zoom instead of driving 3 hours to Ottawa County Circuit Court. She only asked because she saw the virtual hearing option clearly on the court's website, but was told the judge required she be in the courtroom.
I asked her clerk. I said, well, can I Zoom in? No, we don't do that out here. I'm like, oh, but I was reading. I'm like, okay, fine. So I went in there because you ultimately don't want to put your client in a worse position.
But Diallo fears that's exactly what happened. She confronted the judge after she looked over and saw another lawyer appearing virtually in the courtroom, what Diallo was told she could not do, later learning he too had a pre-existing condition.
The lawyer was on the screen, allowed to Zoom in for the same kind of proceeding, a sentencing, right? He's white, and I'm not.
We reached out to Judge Karen Medema for her side of the story. Court Administrator Susan Franklin responded. In part, she says the 20th Circuit Court strongly denies that racism was a factor in any decisions related to this case or others. The Circuit Court was not informed prior to the hearings that Ms. Diallo was suffering complications of cancer, as court staff was only advised that she was in treatment without further detail. Ultimately, Diallo claims her client paid the price. The judge decided not to give the young first-time offender the plea deal that allows him to complete his sentence and have his crimes wiped from his record.
She does not give him a deferred sentence, even though he's eligible, and her own probation department recommended it. right? First time, not even a parking ticket.
Diallo, who ended up getting COVID a couple of days later, has now retained a lawyer of her own. She is in the process of filing a grievance against the judge with the Judicial Tenure Commission for violating the American Disabilities Act and failing to be fair and impartial.
And I'm not making any excuses, but I'm saying you have to give us parity.
I'm Taryn Asher, Fox.
The future of learning is being shaped by professionals who know how to design it. WGU's online master.
The teacher's mic, I probably shouldn't have been doing it.
And what took place next has this Farmington High School student and many others in the school community appalled.
She says to me, get your cotton picking hands off of that. Like, I don't think I comprehended what she said at first, and then she repeated it.
And it was all caught on video.
You cannot say that, like, that's really bad. And so then she goes, it's an old saying that we used to say. And so I go, who do you think they said it to?
The event sparked students at Farmington and nearby North Farmington High to walk out of their schools Thursday afternoon in protest of this incident and to support the student.
No justice, no peace! And we're tired of injustice. We're tired of having to face this in our school. We're supposed to come to learn. We're done with it.
Yeah, you guys stand up for what's right, and you can't let that slide.
My parents are really upset about this.
Parents were also upset by the incident.
It's hurtful that something like that is still going on.
I'm so sorry it's happened.
It's intolerable, especially in 2022.
The superintendent of the school district also responding.
The administration immediately addressed the situation and removed that substitute teacher and worked with their contracted service to make sure that she's not back.
In fact, this substitute teacher is no longer allowed to teach anywhere in the district. The superintendent also applauded the victim in this incident for immediately going to staff members who deal with conflict.
Well, that's a real testament to the relationship.
It has been a long day here in the Macomb County Courthouse. I am just outside right now, the courtroom of Judge Joseph Toya. He was the judge. Now, we were here at 8:30 in the morning because that's when the sentencing was supposed to start, but it just got over, less than an hour or so ago. But here's kind of what happened in court today. We're going to see a little more of this beating. A prosecutor, I'll take you back to July of 2018, where this sadistic beating, that's basically what the prosecutor said multiple times, and you're going to hear more of that a little bit later. But the bottom line here is that Paul Bashi, he's 37 years old, he's from Macomb County, and he basically pled guilty not too long ago to the charges of assault with attempt to murder. Today was his sentencing. Now, he enters the courtroom about 10:30, but he complains of being sick. Well, the judge said, let's get him examined by a doctor. The doctors did examine him. And then when he came back to court this afternoon, he was in a wheelchair, and the court said, let's just get on with the sentencing. He passed out, but it didn't matter. He understood what was going on. Now, before we got to the actual sentencing, Bashi and his attorneys basically said, we want a new prosecutor on the case because Paul Bashi was being made out to be the victim. We want a new judge on the case because the judge was biased. Didn't work. Judge said, not biased, prosecutor's not biased, let's keep on going. And then his wife took the stand, and his wife basically said, Paul, since he's been out, he's changed, and we're married, and life is good. But let me take you to what the prosecutor said at the time of the sentencing. We're going to go back to July 2018. He's going to describe exactly what Paul Bashi pled guilty to doing to his now wife. Take a look.
Heartless, Judge, sadistic. 107 punches, 85 kicks, 28 stabs, 4 knives that were used for those 28 stabs, dozens of bludgeonings.
Judge Toya, the court has only seen the bad side of Paul. Since he has been released, every day he's been showing me he's a changed man. He realized his mistake and has changed for the better. He goes to counseling, anger management classes, and domestic violence, all on his own.
I'm so grateful for you in my life, and I'm so grateful for my family. And I love you so much, honey, and thank you so much. I wish that just one day come out and enjoy our lives and have a family together.
I don't doubt for a minute that you're not the same person that was on that porch and in that house on that particular day some 3 years ago, despite all the issues. You are not the victim in this case. You're not. Despite everything we heard here today, it's the people of the state of Michigan that brought this case. You are not. I know you've been the focus, but you're not the victim in this case.
Well, the focus was Paul Bashi today, but the judge sentenced him.
Fox 2's Veronica Meadows joins us live tonight. And Veronica, this is just a horrific story.
Yeah, the devastation and grief for this family is just beginning. Now, adding to their heartbreak, investigators made a gruesome discovery in the mom's disappearance. Investigators say they found Latima Warren's remains scattered around her home.
She was just a sweet, bubbly young lady, you know. She'd give you really the shirt off her back.
Gwen Parks remembers the happy times. She says her loved one, Latima Warren, was a mom of 4 with a sweet soul. But now Parks has to have an unimaginable conversation.
And I have to tell these kids. Their mother was killed.
Parks is the mom of Warren's ex and the grandma of their older kids. Parks says she first knew something wasn't right when she stopped by Warren's and her boyfriend's home near Tireman and Vaughn on Detroit's west side last month.
He told me he hadn't seen Tima in 4 days, and you didn't call anyone, you didn't say anything to anyone.
So Parks filed a missing persons report, put up flyers, and called police every day.
I still want to know. Let her know when it's all said and done, I did not give up looking for her, and I knew she was out there.
Then on Monday and Tuesday, Parks says investigators found Warren's dismembered body in bags scattered around the couple's home. Investigators say a child was home at the time.
I don't want to just even picture her being cut up and dismangled by this guy. The pain she had to be going through. This is not a human that would do something like this to a person.
Police arrested Warren's boyfriend and are calling him a suspect. Now as the grief sets in, Parks says she'll always remember Warren's sweet smile and loving heart.
It means a lot to me to have closure because, you know what, I know people go years without finding their loved ones, and this is not how I wanted to find her, but I didn't want to give up looking for her.
Parks says on Sunday a search group went to the backyard of the home. There, Parks says they found a bag with the mom's clothes inside. That's when Parks says they called police, who came out the next day with a search warrant, and that is the first day her remains were found. From downtown Detroit, Veronica Meadows will send it back.
Yo, y'all. The fuck is right. It's diabolical here, y'all. It's real here. It's like, it's all that shit you say in a movie, y'all. It's happening right here in Detroit. It's real life for some of us, all around us. But again, we just went another hour and 40 minutes. We'll be back later. You know, until next time, you know, in my Winnie the Pooh voice, I'm gonna end it like I always do, you know. You're smarter than you think. You're braver than you believe. And you're stronger than you seem, y'all. I feel it in my heart and soul every time. It's all love over here. It's real over here. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, until next time, y'all, be smooth with it. Be cool with it. And most importantly, as true as you can be with it. And hold on to your babies and love your babies. And just be right. Just be nice. No problem. You're welcome, y'all. Again, it's crazy. We can go on and on and on. It's crazy work over here, y'all. We need to change. Yeah. Prayers for Detroit, yo. Prayers for Detroit. Big time. And if you guys forgot, on your way out, if you could kindly hit that thumbs up button for yours truly. And the biggest M, I know, you know, it would be greatly appreciated. All right, y'all. And my big M voice. So, peace.
I know that you are listening. You hear me every day.
Father, can you hear me? I'm calling out your name. Not Buddha, not Muhammad, but it's Jesus we cry out loud. Father, just forgive us. Hear us when we say, we'll give you our lives and souls today. Let's go, y'all. Father, you know we need it. I've never seen so much pain and hate. We have the faith for now. Your victory we will gain. Father, you know we need it. There's no more heart of stone. We're ready for your power. Now the sin is gone. Father, can you hear us, man? Can you hear us, Father? We will say yes. Yes, Lord. Amen. Janiyah McMichael Rogers, y'all, help bring her home. Can you hear me? You may not think he hears you, but he's right on time. Somebody say yeah. Oh yeah. Somebody say yeah. Janiyah McMichael Rogers is her name, y'all. Help bring her home. Salute.